Yo. Welcome in, fam. What's good? Yeah. Glad to be back. Um, Welcome in another episode of the Ragu Show. I got my main man Mar sitting in, willing to talk a little Raider football with us, y'all. So we appreciate him. Good looking out, friend of the program, friend of the channel, one of the best content creators out there. Um, very professional, knows what he's talking about. So we glad to have him on here, man. Thanks for pulling up, Mar.
Man, appreciate you having me, my brother. It's always a blessing and a pleasure of being on the best Raider content of all time.
You hear that, man? We're the best.
Best
We are
in
the
the
best,
business.
man. And you guys know, because you follow from burners and you're afraid, but it's gonna come out, bro. So just let it happen. It's all right. Anyway, that leads me to a little bit of business.
Yes, sir.
Please like, share, comment, subscribe to the
Yeah.
show. All right. You have been doing all of that, and we love you. Please, on the audio portion, download the show because that's what counts over there. We need you to download it, download it. You can off download it later. You don't have to keep it. Just taking up space on your phone, device, whatever. I understand. But when it show hits, download that episode. All right. That's all we saying. Appreciate you. Not gonna hold you, but let me get to my title sponsor, shebang.com. That's SHEE Bang Boutique.com. Go over there and get your girl some fly. All right. Raiders. So I've been waiting to do a show because I didn't want to do a show about the coaching and GM search. And then right after I do the show, they hire somebody. So I waited. So now, because I was patient, I have been rewarded by the Raiders hiring both of those positions. Right? So last week, today is Monday. So last week on, I believe, Tuesday, they announced that they were hiring John Spytek. He was assistant GM for Tampa Bay, worked with Tom Brady. And then a few days later, I believe Thursday, yeah, Thursday late, I believe, they announced that Pete Carroll was getting the head coaching job. So John Spytek is the GM. Pete Carroll is the new head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, cool. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk about the GM. What people? This is what we know about him. All right, he went to Michigan. He was a freshman when Brady was a senior. So they go back that far. More importantly, more significantly, he was in Tampa Bay in 2020 through 22 when Brady was there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why Brady trusted this guy, from what a story I heard, is that Brady likes to, from his days in New England, break down everything, like every night before games, and the details and all of that. And that John Spytek was huge in setting up all of that so that Brady could do that, whether on home or on the road, um, and get all the data available to him and everything that he needed to make sure he went over everything, because Brady is a real attention to detail type of quarterback, and Spytek was helping him facilitate that. So they got a little bit closer, and then As he just spoke on in his press conference, Coop, they went out and signed a Gronkowski that same year with Brady. They even grabbed AB. They grabbed Fournette, right? He mentioned Jason Pierre-Paul, right? These are guys he went out and grabbed after he had already built the foundation. So, well, not him. He wasn't a GM, but he was a part of it. So that's who we got, Coop. What you think, man?
Spytek. I have not heard that name in a long time. The only I know him from I think 2004 when he was with Detroit.
Uh huh.
I know he's been like in different scouting positions with the Browns and Eagles and those god awful donkeys.
Yeah,
But
I didn't mention the donkey background, but they did win the Super Bowl. They got
yeah, yeah,
no,
they did.
they got tips put on them too by Petey and them,
They
which is
did. They
interesting.
did. This is going to be interesting to see what type of role he plays and moves he makes. I'm very interested to see because this looks like promising written all over it. Thing is this, can you conquer? Can you conquer? This is a lot of big moves from the Raiders for the Raiders.
And there's something to be said, right? When you just been a part of, and you might have been a huge part of something, but now you're the guy. You're the boss of the whole department. Everybody's running off your lead.
Mhm. And you're a part of a historic, one of the most historic franchises in the world.
And that was something he embraced too in the press conference. He did say,
So my thing is this: I wish he was on the show. We can ask him, how are you gonna approach this?
well,
Like,
his background is he was a scout,
hmm
and he's come up through the ranks to all them teams, ones you mentioned,
hmm
right?
yep,
Up until where he's at right now, he's been here for a few years. Well, before he got to Vegas, he's obviously in Vegas now, but uh, yeah, area scout. Remember we talked about that a little bit on the other show.
hmm
Through the years, worked his way up. Always saw the game as he said that's how he knew he wasn't a coach because he saw the game more as the players themselves more so than X's and O's and um, what a player was supposed to do execution wise. He looked at it more so of what kind of athlete can we put at this position right here to make the position the best possible for us and things of that nature.
hmm
So I'm interested to see. Like I like how they gave Tom Brady an immediate supporting cast, bro, and I like how they pivoted and went with Baker Mayfield this past season or the
hmm
season before last. So you feel me? We just talked about Bucky Irving
yep,
that they picked up. Rashad White was already doing pretty well too, and they weren't scared to draft a running back again just because they had him, I guess, as a high rated player. So I trust them as being able to get a back into Vegas because they need one. We need one there.
hmm
Uh, so yeah, I feel decent about the hire, but bro, until you run your own show, I'm gonna be reserve judgment a little bit. But yeah, you mentioned him in some of those other spots he was in, and that's when he was growing up until get to the point he is now.
which is probably, man, I bet you right now after this interview, and McCarroll getting to work right now.
Oh, no
They're
doubt.
looking at that draft. They're looking at that draft. I know you didn't bring it, Carroll up yet. I was gonna wait till you brought him up. The hiring of
All
him.
right, so I will.
Woo.
So we'll talk about Pete, then we'll talk about both of them at the same time. Second thing I wanted to talk about in the next segment was they hired the coach Thursday, Coach Pete Carroll, right? Super Bowl champion, national champion in college, coached 14 years in the league. One thing about Pete's teams, never just trash, right? No matter what the business of the team was going on, players not available, players salary cap stuff going on. Um, they always competed. It was always a good ball game, even when they in years where they were kind of down talent wise. And in the years when they had the talent, they were right there in the mix. A lot of playoff appearances, Super Bowl champion, obviously, one of the great teams with the Legion of Boom, great players like Marshawn Lynch, Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner, still going. Couple other guys, Russell Wilson, still going.
Earl,
So
Earl Thomas in there. Yeah, a lot of people.
this guy's a. So when he got to USC too, Coop, they weren't doing well,
Yeah.
right? They were struggling program, and USC, I want to say it was went 500 his first year, and by that next year, man, they was competing for a national championship. Seattle, when he got there, they went like 7-9 or something, but still went to the playoffs. Remember? I
Yes.
think they won the division with 7-9, but
And
they won a game in the offs.
against
This
the
as soon as
Falcons.
they got there.
Against the Falcons, yes. Remember.
Yeah, as soon as they got there. So I'm looking forward to him raising the competition level and getting right to it, man. What's
More
your view of Petey, Uncle Petey, as we call him
it's
here in LA?
exciting to see Pete back in the NFL, man. To be honest with you, Ragu, it may be exciting, but now it's business. You just mentioned all of the accomplishments he had, right? I could see this being a great promising here for the Raiders. Nothing too crazy, but look for a lot of things to be turned around. Pete's not just gonna go after a quarterback in this draft. Pete's that kind of guy. He's gonna like have a multitude of non QB options in this draft. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna go work right after that show. You're gonna be like, all right, let's look at the scouting boards. Let's seriously get down to business here. It's not gonna fix that quarterback situation first. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Did you hear the press conference,
I was listening to bits and pieces of it, but
bro? Because it sounds like you was there down there. Because he said something very similar, bro. He was like, "That's one position."
yeah,
You feel me? He
can't
was
just
like,
say
"We
that
got to
one
get
position
the."
overnight.
What he said was the position is really difficult to play,
Yes.
the most difficult in pro sports, and you have to get basically, he said in a nutshell, sweet dudes at the every other position to make the game as easy as possible for the quarterback to play the most difficult position there is.
And I don't see Petey coming in here giving up on Aiden O'Connell like that.
You don't? You see? You think he gonna give him a shot?
I think he can give him a shot for real. I think he can give Aiden O'Connell a shot because, like you said, that's a very dark cloud position to fill right now. And like you said, we can't fix that overnight. Let's fix the defense first.
So
I
what
wouldn't be
if
surprised if y'all take a cornerback in the first round.
the kid from Michigan, Will Johnson, is that his name?
Mm. I don't think Will.
Big, he's here, big corner. Uh,
Will Johnson is what, 6'2"?
yeah.
Yeah, I could see Will Johnson going there. I could see Will going there.
You know what intrigues me though? The the big receiver target from the University of Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? McMillan.
Yeah.
McMillan. Uh, yeah. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if the Raiders got Will Johnson because now we got a willing tackler, right?
Yeah.
Out there on the edge. Jack Jones gives you great effort out there.
Right.
But Jack Jones goes a buck 75. This kid is over 200 pounds, 6'2". So now when you come running over there to the strong side of the field, you know, real world example. Remember when Najee hit the hole? They was running the 5-2. Max run up the field like it's a pass. Najee come right there, and he gave Jack a little shimmy, but Jack really didn't want none, man. Went right down at his ankles, and Najee, went right around him. Now that would be Will Johnson. Just saying. So I'm not mad at that. However,
Mhm.
we come back with a big 6'5" target like this guy with Bowers, with Jacoby Myers, add a running back in the next round,
Mm-mm.
right?
I say he gonna pull a Russell on y'all. I say you get the corner first. If Jalen Milroe's still there, y'all gonna steal him in the second. Then third, you notice. I don't know if you noticed in the third, y'all got two picks in the third.
We do because of Devontae Adams.
So I was still a running back and a receiver in that third, right there. As you always say, as my man, Mr. One Thou Wow himself, Rated Ragu, these first 150 players,
Yeah, especially
we'll see
100, and we under 100, right? With the
with
third
the
with the
third
three with the
round,
four
yeah, at the
picks.
100. So I'm telling you right now, with y'all draft, y'all gonna steal at least, yeah, at least the first, yeah, first couple rounds. I would, like I said, I would still if Milroe's still there from Alabama, I would steal him. Not quite sure who will be available running back and receiver wise. I would still like one of them two positions in the third that you got two.
Yeah.
And then
So just looking at watching the team,
mhm.
and some of this was boo boo scheme for more than half of the year, my brother. Let's keep it 1,000 wild when it come to that. But beside that, besides that, what I saw, Raider Ragu, been watching him since '82, seen him win a few ball games, bro. Um, Interior O line was not good. They couldn't move anybody. Jackson Powers Johnson is on the all rookie team. He played guard and he played center some. He I did see him torque a few people and move a few people, and he's a rook.
Right.
So I could see him getting even bigger and stronger, right?
But most definitely.
Other dudes, man, Dylan Parham, even Andre James now, and I know I said what I said about Andre James being a decent center last year. It's footage of me saying it on my channel, so I can't back away from it. Guys will probably try to call me on it if I did, and I ain't running from it. But he got overpowered some, and it could be because the guards was weak, but he got overpowered some. But Dylan Parham definitely gets overpowered, and we got to get some bigger, stronger interior O linemen. So two guards, I would say, and move Powers Johnson to center. So do you draft them? I don't know. I haven't looked at the
Oh, I
draft
was just
all
about
like
to
that
ask you,
yet.
what do you do?
I ain't looked at the draft all like that yet because the season technically is still going until,
Thanks.
we get these guys the Super Bowl played or whatever. Uh, so I really haven't dove into the draft because we're gonna have plenty of time to look at all of that in the next 2 months, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know, Coop, if you go on draft or if you try to find free agent guards, but that's definitely a need. Running back is a need, and
Yes.
another weapon, wide receiver wise, is a need, man. So offense needs a lot. Defense needs to decide who's going to get re-signed and where can they add a player or two, whether it's going to be through the draft or free agency or some players that have been developing.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Raider Ragu.
Yep.
We love Petey, right? What make this different from how would Petey be different from all these other ones that Mark didn't hired?
Heat has a solid, proven program.
Mm.
All right. So AP
Yeah.
was a interim coach, rookie, never been coaching NFL. Hit a groundswell, caught a wave and rode it. The people got behind him, and Mark hired him. In retrospect, he wasn't quite ready yet to be a head coach. Even though I think if they would have gave him more time, he was on his way to becoming a good head coach. They, for whatever reason, they didn't want to give him the opportunity to wait. Um, Before that, Josh McDaniel had been a part of a winning program, but he wasn't the head of that,
Mm.
right? He
Right.
was in the mix of it, and we don't even know how much he had to do with the actual all of the winning. Yeah, we know some of the game planning, X's and O,
Right.
he had to do with, but we don't know how, what all
Yeah.
goes into winning, bro. We don't know what much of what he had to do with that. Before that, we had Basaccia, who was just a interim guy. Gruden, we know what happened. Gruden has a proven formula, I would say, and it was starting to take shape. But what happened with him.
Hmm.
Um, Del Rio kind of lost the team. You know what I'm saying? I could go through what happened with all the coaches, but what I will say with Pete to answer your question is he has a proven record of coming in and implementing a program and having success everywhere he's been. He's been to the top of the mountain. And we're not saying that the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl because Pete Carroll is the coach now. But the days of, you know, just, 10-game losing streaks and all that, I don't think it ain't going to be none of that, bro. We won't
Mm.
have any of that. So the Raiders are going to be competitive for certain. And it's a team that the Raider Nation can be proud of going out there week to week. I'm not even going to do any type of predictions. It's way too early for all of that. But I
Yeah.
know the effort of the team is going to be something that the Raider Nation can be proud of from week to week under Pete Carroll.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yes, sir.
And that's going and now that we said with Pete Carroll, that could draw some free agencies too.
Yeah, and the Spytek has had a good track record of bringing in good, solid free agents, man. And they're in their prime still, where they're still. It doesn't even have to be in their prime, but at a time where they can still help the ball club for what the ball club needs. Right?
I'm with a name.
Insert, Gronk and guys like that. Hell, Tom Brady, man. They signed Tom Brady.
Let me hit you with a name. Don't be surprised if DK Metcalf has interest in the Raiders.
See, that could be that other weapon, bro.
Yes.
Right? When Telesco was still here, I was thinking Mike Williams. But now Telesco's gone, Pete Carroll's here. We might see interest from a DK Metcalf. That would be great to go along with Myers, Bowers, and then the running back that we're going to end up selecting. Because we have to get a good run game going, man. We have to get a nice, solid run attack. And I know Pete is thinking the same way. Hey, look. Oh,
He's on top of that.
maybe. Um, man. The guy in Seattle right now. What's his name?
Kenneth Walker?
Kenneth Walker, bro. You might see a Kenneth Walker sighting in Vegas.
I think a lot of free agencies is coming up in Seattle. So
I haven't looked at the contract, but
do you say this is a
think
coincidence?
I think he's up.
Do you say this is a coincidence?
So maybe both of those guys, but at least one of them, man. I could see Kenneth Walker and or DK,
Yeah, I see one exclusive playmaker going over.
and that
Mine's
would be fantastic. We need and if we could do that, bro,
yeah.
then we can kind of focus in on the O line in the draft and just really get that thing right, man. Really get this thing built out right, bro. Maybe
Yeah.
get a two.
So many
You know,
scenarios with that offensive line that can be addressed.
yeah,
But I kind of think that he might be looking at that like the QB situation. Like, let's shape up this defense first. Let's
yeah,
stop the opponents from scoring first.
yes, yes. Let's get this D built all the way up. And you know what? If you approaching it like that, then they're gonna get that corner. They're gonna get the corner. They're gonna get the big corner from Michigan, the shutdown corner, the don't run this way corner,
Exactly.
right? Right. Um, and then funnel everything to the other side, right? Start to dictate to teams what they're doing, what you got, what we gonna give you. Pete runs that 4-3 over with the big corner, Richard Sherman, right over here on the left side, on the strong side of the offense. So early prediction, right? We said we weren't talking draft yet, but I think looking at it like that, bro,
Yes, sir.
especially if you can get a DK Metcalf and or a Kenneth Walker to come in on offense, right? And keep O'Connell, whatever you're gonna do at the quarterback. But
Keep
that first draft pick, that 6 overall, is the corner, Will Johnson from Michigan, and then we'll go forward from there. You know what? I'm not mad at that because now the defense has become formidable. You know,
in my opinion,
and they were already not bad.
I can see uh, my guy from Oklahoma State. Um, I can see Ollie Gordon, the third, being drafted to y'all.
Ollie
That's
Gordon,
that could be the running back y'all could steal in the third round. He's a sleeper.
sleeper,
He's a sleeper pick.
because they got running backs already, into the
I got a feeling y'all gonna cut some of them back.
Judkins, and those guys are to the third round. So this guy may even be later than that.
Mm-hmm. It's Judkins. What's y'all running back from?
What's the name of that kid you said from
Oh, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State?
Ollie Gordon the second. Or y'all could steal Judkins. One of them will be available in the third round.
Yeah, yeah, man. I could see a Quinshawn.
Yeah, Quincy, Ali. One of them will be definitely, and I think y'all can get a good receiver, maybe like an Isaiah Bond or somebody. I hope Isaiah Bond comes to Steelers, but Isaiah Bond will probably fall. Y'all can get an Isaiah Bond or somebody like that. But yeah, y'all can steal some playmakers now.
T Mac. Oh, he's a California kid. He from Hawaii. 6'5", 212. We gotta evaluate some of these prospects, man, so we can see what we really got here.
A lot of people. Amir Abdullah, Chris Collar.
I mean, this guy looks like he might be Mike Evans. And Spytek was a part of selecting Mike Evans.
Who Isaiah
No,
Bond?
this uh T Mac from Arizona, University of Arizona, man, that receiver.
T Mac?
McMillan. Yeah. 6'5", 212. And that says Mike Evans. Oh, that's the rebirth of Mike Evans right there, bro.
Hmm. I don't know, Ragu. Mike gonna go. I think Mike gonna go in the second round.
Nah, nah, man.
You don't think so?
Mike Evans? Mike
You
Evans was
said
a
T
first round
Mike,
pick, man.
the dude from Arizona, right?
Yeah, his name is T Mac. But I'm saying Spytek, RGM selected
Yeah.
was part of the crew that selected Evans.
Oh yeah, I
What
know that. I
fifth?
was just saying that, dude. I don't know, man.
You saying you saying that
T-Mac, yeah, T Mac.
he's gonna go in the second
I
round?
think T Mac can go in the second. I think T Mac can go in the second, bro.
I don't think so. Cool. No,
Cause he, like you said, he tall. He's like that perfect height. Cause he's
T
like
Mac.
along with Trey Harris and them. I think, like, with Trey Harris from Ole Miss, I think they all can go in the second. But I know, like I said, I know we ain't doing the draft episode right now.
Yeah.
But
I think he's Mike Evans.
that
Yeah.
could
All
be a
right, yeah.
possible.
Let's
Now, if,
get
if,
this
if
thing
T Mac was to go to y'all, I wouldn't be surprised.
let's get this thing wrapped up. We speculating, y'all, on what
Yeah, we just
Carroll, Spy Tech, the combination is gonna do. As you can
yeah,
see, it's gonna be a great off season. Stay tuned. We got y'all. Whether it's gonna be on the No Big Deal with Marv,
sir,
All Grind with JC, or right here at yours truly, Raider Ragu.
sir.
Off season, NFL, we got you this season. Don't worry. Everything that got to do with Raiders, I got you. Of course, don't worry. But thanks for pulling up, Coop. I'm gonna recap real quick. John Spytek, GM, Pete Carroll,
Yes,
head
sir.
coach. They're setting up now to complete the staff. Very early stages of that. By the way, Pete said he wants um, guys that have been with him before, guys that haven't been with him before, and some people that are on the staff right now. He wants to retain some of the coaches on the staff right now. So that's what he's looking for to do, get his staff filled out, and we will be talking about that going forward, man. That's the next thing on deck is him filling out his staff and us knowing what's up with who's going to be coaching the guys up and then draft and all that. So I want to thank my main man, Chef Mar, for pulling up.
Shout out to Raider Nation. Love y'all.
And I forgot to tell my man that Najee Harris is one of the guys too that that I'm looking at to be a free agent. I'm gonna just slide that in there on the pause at the end of the show, right quick. Yeah, Najee would be a great addition, uh, as well as drafting somebody
But you
young.
know what though? I can't hate on it no. I can't hate on it no more because as of right now, as a Steeler fan, being a Steeler fan since '96 as a young pup, this will be the first offseason that I'm lost and they don't know what I don't know what they're gonna do. So I'm gonna treat this like a child. I mean, from a parent to parent, another parent to a parent. If he does, take care of my boy. That's all I'm gonna say.
I got you,
If
man.
he
We got
was
him.
to happen to go to the Raiders, take care of my guy. That's all I'm
He's
gonna
gonna
say.
be a star in Vegas.
Because I'm looking like, are they or are they not? And I think this is the first off season I'm going in here dumbfounded, like, because even on former programs like mine's, All Grind, they follow from Burners and my other cousin, shout out to him, Big Bob podcast. Even he's asking me, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't
And
know. I seriously do not know. This is one of them ones where I'm like we all kids, go get your pops. The owner needs to get involved, but this is not a Steelers show. This is, Raider
well, it
Raggy.
started when they didn't pick up his option, right?
Right,
We
exactly. So this
anyway.
is the
So
first off season.
Najee to
I'm
Vegas.
clueless.
I
I'm
don't think
clueless.
any of us in Vegas are mad at that.
Oh no. No. Like I said, if he does come to Vegas, y'all take care of my guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
So thanks for pulling up.
Yes,
Like we
sir.
always say, man, just win, baby,
We
and peace.